You know, we did change the ending of the book here, and everybody had a contribution. Dino and Martha said, the boy has to be in more jeopardy.
Yeah.
The family, the son has to be in more jeopardy. That's what will really make this work. Brett said it has to be more claustrophobic. Interiors are scarier than exteriors.
Yeah.
We have to have hallways with doors where he could appear from anywhere. Yeah. And then this great, great moment with the mirror, which is pure Brett Ratiner. It was not in the screenplay originally. It was Brett's idea that the reveal to this character should be the broken mirror. It was wonderful. So this sequence is an excellent example of how a screenplay evolves from the producers, from the director, and from the writer. And what I wanted, which was not in the original ending of the book, was for Will Graham to be more heroic.
Yeah. And then we added
in the ending of the book, he's injured by Dollarhide on the beach.
And the kid actually hooks Dollarhide with a fishing rod.
Graham is injured on the beach and runs away and hides, leaving his family to deal with the bad guy. And I wanted Graham to be more heroic at the end here. So we each had a shopping list for this sequence and got what we wanted. I also wanted Graham to show cleverness here. He can't overwhelm Dollarhide physically, but he can outthink him.
Yeah,
that's what he's good at.
And taking all this, because Ted even said to me, Brett, I don't write action. I don't really do that. And so I said, okay. I sat down with my stunt coordinator, Connie Palmisano, and we went through beat by beat of what could possibly happen physically.
Right.
And then called Ted and kind of went through it with him, and he came up with this whole thing where,
where he stabs him in the leg with he's got a second knife hidden.
But the whole thing about him, using what he saw in the book, which is much more heroic than anything else he could do physically.
Right. I mean, this was where we took quite a leap and tried to use things that the book suggested but didn't actually dramatize.
And it really worked. And Tyler Patrick Jones, who's
this wonderful little boy
who did an amazing job and went through hours and hours of being thrown to the ground and being yelled at, berated, and very smart and
he's the sweetest little boy.
Yeah, and we should have put a thing at the end where no children were harmed during the making of this picture. But
it's not his first movie.
Yeah, he actually worked with Spielberg on, I think was it Minority Report? Yeah, Minority Report had a small part, but he said he actually liked me more than he did Spielberg, so I was happy about that. He said my beard wasn't as big as Spielberg.
Oh, no. Nor your bank account.
Rafe did a great job here, and he was nervous about this. Is this going to work, Brett?
Right.
That was his question.
Right.
And I said, let's shoot it and we'll find out.
We won't know until we finish.
Yeah. And Sound Dogs did a great job on the sound design here. They did Family Man with me, and they work.
I just love how you drove this whole sequence. This is just goes like a freight train, this sequence. It's a classic. It's like the end of Psycho or something. Yeah. It's just a great, great suspense sequence. Every shot selection.
Great set. Great. And it was modeled after a real house that we found in the Keys, that we saw in the Keys, that had very narrow hallways, these type of doors.
These rattan sort of louvered doors.
Louvered doors.
We needed the doors to be louvered because Molly has to be able to reach through the door here in order to unlock it.
I thought Mary Louise was amazing.
She was incredible in this. And she gets to be the final good guy here.
Mm-hmm. Which the whole shooting of the targets set up, where she could hit him point blank in the head right there. Great death. Great. And just her reaction here is...
It's incredible. It just has a sort of the rawness. It just feels real. It doesn't feel like a movie. It feels sort of raw and ugly and awkward.
The movie really could have ended here, which would have been very bold, where you didn't know if he was dead or alive. It could have ended here, but then we went...
The movie could have ended in 2 or 3 places.
Yeah.
and in the end, we decided it's going to end 3 times.
Yeah. But I think the audience loves this stuff, and they love Chilton. And I think that ending that you came up with was amazing.
I didn't see how you could go out of this movie without letting Hannibal Lecter have the last word.
Absolutely.
He always gets the last word in these movies.
Yeah.
And the problem we were faced with was we couldn't have him get away, as he did at the end of Silence of the Lambs. Mm-hmm. And we couldn't have him running all over the world like he did in Hannibal.
By the way, but what Danny did was he kind of gave it a Silence of the Lambs ending, where this music here is saying
Right.
Hannibal won.
Right.
It's not like, oh, they're going to live happily ever after
This
on
is
this boat.
this is of course is the natural ending of the movie. This is the sort of poetic or cliched final shot of the movie, the boat sailing into the sunset.
But the music is saying Hannibal's won.
But I always wanted there to be one more little beat, so it wasn't quite such a tidy ending.
Yeah.
And so that it linked up with silence.
Young woman says she's from the FBI, though she's.
And this for me is such an audience pleaser. I mean, it makes me smile every time it comes on because it's such a great callback. The only mistake I made is the wardrobe is in the same for him that it is in Silence. I wish I would have got that same wardrobe. It's the only mistake I made. And this music is just like, this family is going to need a lot of therapy to get over that.
Right.